Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight on Stark County with Pam Cook and Gary Rivers.
Well, good morning and welcome once again to another Wednesday morning edition, a cold Wednesday morning edition of Spotlight.
Slick roadway morning edition of Spotlight. Boy, some areas had some people sliding through intersections and all that kind of stuff this morning. So I guess our guest would probably be the perfect person to have on today. You know, fixing a bumper or two, probably. But our spotlight on Stark County today, Hillsdale's Auto Care, Hillsdale Shopping Center. And we have in studio with us Marty Long and his daughter, Ava. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Welcome to the studio. We're so glad to have both of you. I was kind of joking with Marty when he came in. I said, you're the guy to have on right now, because people have so many questions about, you know, how the weather affects their car, and this is just like a terrible time for your car, isn't it?
It is. It is just brutal on cars. All the road salt and grime, and it's
cold
tough.
temperatures and all that stuff.
All that stuff, yeah. We have a list of about 3,000 things wrong with my car, and we'll start with that.
All right, bring it on.
My car's been brutalized this winter. If it wasn't the rims from the potholes, if it wasn't the battery going dead, and I had a starter go bad on me already.
Yeah,
so it's just been one of those winters, and I think a lot of folks are like that, right?
Very true. It's the cold weather. It is either it doesn't start, it's got no heat, tire pressure.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of.
Well, we can talk and just go into 100 different
let's
areas.
go piece by piece.
Yeah, let's talk about Hillsdale's Auto. Let's talk about your business first.
Okay. Well, we've been in business 18 years. Reader's Digest version. When I was in high school, I worked for a fella that had a Ohio station, and I worked for him. And then Ohio started their Pro Cares for car care. So him and we went to work for Pro Care. Worked there 17 years. I ran a couple different stores through the years, and fast forward '99, a group of investors bought the Pro Cares from then BP. And how they wanted you to treat your customer didn't sit very well with myself or the fella I worked with and worked for. So one day I got the bright idea. I said, Joe, what do you think if we go out on our own? And he thought it was a good idea. So we looked around and put together a package, and hence the birth of Hillsdale's Auto Care.
And have you always been at that location right there,
Yes.
right?
Yes. My partner, well, he's retired now, Joe Hellaney. We started 17 years ago. We worked together 7 years, and we were an instant hit because he was from the Canton area forever and ever. And he retired, and I've been on my own the last 10 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And, the really cool thing is, we're there to take care of our customers. We want to make people feel at home. And we deal with a lot of, we deal with a lot of Joe's customers from, the 50s and 60s. We have a lot of second and third generation family of cars we're working on. And probably another 4 or 5 years, we'll be on generation number 4 for a few families.
And it's changed a lot, obviously, the way cars are made these days, right?
Technology is changing every year. It is just crazy what they're doing with these cars.
Yeah, and still you're able to keep up with all of it, huh?
We do our best to stay current.
I mean, when you look at it today, it's a computer.
Pretty much
with
so.
wheels, right? And
many computers.
Back in the day, I didn't need you to get my starter going. I'd take that hammer and I'd pound down, and it would get started. And you can't do that today.
Not so much.
Well, how does the cold weather affect your car? I mean, I know I always say I would rather have a foot of snow and 35 degrees than below zero temperatures or things like that, because there's so many problems that can happen with your car.
There are. The biggest thing we see is the tire pressure, and the cars with the tire pressure monitors. As the temperature drops 10 degrees, you lose a pound or two of air pressure. So we see a ton of people stopping in, check my air pressure. And, even with the cold weather, it affects the batteries in the sensors in each tire that reach tire pressure.
Oh, so, the sensors.
Yeah,
they could be lying to you.
Darn sensors.
Yeah. Are they lying to you, or is it actually really, though, lowering the pressure?
Yes, most cases it is telling you the truth. Sometimes they cheat a little bit, but in most cases They're the truth.
Again, is that a good thing to have those tire pressure monitors? I never quite, it looked like it was just one of those extra things that they added on to charge me more for my car price.
I love mine, I'm going to say. Is it good to have it?
Well, it is. My guys at work will say no because it's pretty brutal when they're out checking air pressure when it's 0 degrees.
Yes.
Because there's a line out the door, everyone
Pretty much
wanting
so.
it right.
Pretty much so. But, it's awesome to have it because, how many times are you driving down the road and the old school cars and you have a tire that's got 5 or 10 pounds of air and you're slowly ruining that tire and you don't know it until it's too late.
Yeah.
So
that's me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I see the pressure goes down, then I put air in my own tires because I'm that kind of girl.
Well,
Well,
I kind of like that, but I'd like to complain about all those places that charge me $1.50 to put the air in. I'd rather. But that's a whole other story. And and I often wonder if those machines are good enough. If I'd be much better off going to you, where you probably have better equipment. Am I right on that?
You're right. You go to the gas station, you're using something that hundreds and hundreds of people have used. How accurate is it?
Yeah.
When we do it, we use a digital gauge because you need to be accurate with the cars to get the lights to go out.
Yeah. Now, what about things like your locks or, I know Gary, talks about his starter, things like that when the weather is so brutally cold. I mean, that's another thing you have to worry about.
It is. The lock cylinders nowadays, pretty much so nobody uses the lock cylinders because everybody's got the key fobs. It's still issues with key fob batteries. They go dead. They need to be replaced after a while. Some of the new cars will tell you when it's time to replace the batteries in the key.
Oh, I apparently don't have that car.
No, he doesn't.
It's time for an upgrade.
My gosh. Well, it's amazing how all those little digital things work to help you to get all that rolling.
Correct. It's, even the stability control, traction control, ABS. I mean, it is pretty huge out there at this point, especially when roads get a little slippery and a little dicey. And
yeah.
Hey, before we go any further, you have somebody sitting next to you.
Yeah,
we sort of
should
introduced,
say.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
she hasn't talked at all, and I know that can't possibly be true in your life.
Introduce us to the guest you brought along.
This is the voice of Hills and Dales Auto Care on the radio. This is my daughter, Ava Long.
Hi, Ava. Nice to have
Hi,
you
welcome,
here.
Ava.
So, Ava, are you like quality control down at Hills and Dales? Are you the one that makes sure your dad is doing everything correct?
No.
Do you are you a car girl? I mean, I would imagine growing up with him, you would probably know things about cars, right?
Not
No.
really.
She's like, no.
Oh, you're the Captain Picard. Make it so, Dad. Make it so, right?
Yeah, my boys are about the same way. They don't really have any interest in cars.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it
my kids
does.
don't have an interest in radio either. So.
Yeah. But if you get them involved in computers, they're going to be working on the cars anyways, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
That's how it is. Awesome. Well, we're going to take our first break. We're going to come back, and again, we're going to really get into cold weather in your car, maybe some hints you have for folks on how they can keep their car running a little bit better, and maybe why they should choose you. We'll be back in just a moment on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Join Pam Cook for Canton's Morning News.
A lot of people have a hard time falling asleep. For me, I'm one of those people. That's it. Night-night. So, when you're stressed or there's all kinds of things running through your brain, that can keep you awake. So, a new study found that the easiest way to fall asleep faster is to sit in bed and make a to-do list before you put your head on the pillow.
Don't miss a minute.
Join Pam Cook for Canton's Morning News.
Experience an evening of German masterworks with the Canton Symphony Orchestra. For this concert, the orchestra features former concertmaster Vivek J. Raman and principal second Solomon Lang in Johann Sebastian Bach's double violin concerto, followed by one of Gustav Mahler's most well-known symphonies, Symphony No. 5. Join us on Saturday, January 27th at 7:30 p.m. at Umstadt Hall in Canton. Tickets available at cantonsymphony.org.
This Friday and Saturday, the Canton Charge return for an action-packed weekend. Friday at Sugardale Dollar Dog Night when the Charge take on the Lakeland Magic. And stick around for post-game free throws. Then Saturday, the Charge battle the Greensboro Swarm. The first 2,500 fans receive trendy Charge socks. Plus, there's post-game autographs. Tickets start at just $8 and you can get them right now at CantonCharge.com. This weekend, come experience the electric atmosphere at the Civic Center and get charged up.
Hey guys, pardon the advertising interruption to your radio program. Do yourself a favor and please listen carefully. If you have tried or wanted to try Viagra or other male prescriptions in the last few years, you need to hear about Noxitril, the super pill that will transform your sex life forever. You see, Noxitril has been formulated and developed in U.S. FDA labs, and it's the real deal. Noxitril works, period. Strong results that increase blood flow fast. And best of all, there are no side effects like prescription meds. After years of research, the developers of Noxitril got it right. This remarkable pill is off the charts. Right now, we encourage you to take advantage of our incredible free bottle offer. So what are you waiting for? Noxitril. It's that good.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 1-800-993-0840. That's 800-993-0840. Free bottles for a limited time, so call now. 800-993-0840. 800-993-0840.
For Hills and Dale's Auto Care, here's Ava Long.
Of all the things you prepare for this time of year, winter driving stands above the rest. Conditions can change in an instant, so your vehicle better be up for the challenge. Hills and Dale's Auto Care gives you that edge. Winter is no problem with help from Hills and Dale's Auto Care.
On the corner of Whipple and Hills and Dale's Road in the Hillsdale Shopping Center.
And now for in and out, faster service, visit Hills and Dale's Auto Care Express, just across the street.
Hills and Dale's Auto Care, when care to your car is important.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
All right, we're getting your car in shape for this winter.
We are, and we have the perfect people in studio. By the way, you can always obviously listen to us on air and online at WHBC.com, but you can also check out our live Facebook right now at 1480 WHBC. Say hi to Facebook friends, everyone. And if you're on Facebook, go to our Facebook page, like it, and then you can watch the video, and hopefully you'll share it with some others too. Some good tips coming out of all of this, of course. Now, Hills and Dale's Auto Care, that's our spotlight on Stark County today. Marty Long and the voice of his commercials, daughter Ava, in studio with us this morning, and we appreciate you guys coming in.
Well, thank you for having us.
All right, well, we're going to go through some fact or fiction things right now. And I want to ask this, because someone told me this just last week. Make sure when that temperature starts dropping, like it did yesterday again, fill up the gas tank.
Yep.
True.
Is it? Good, because I tell that to my kids all the time.
Don't you feel good now?
I do. I didn't know.
What's the reason for that?
Several things. Number one, condensation in the fuel.
Mm-hmm.
More gas you have, less chance of something like that is going to happen. So that's number one. Number two, heaven forbid, you're out, you get stuck somewhere, you have a full tank of gas, you can let the car run, stay warm until help arrives.
I had that happen.
Did you?
Yeah. I went into a ditch outside of Carrollton, and I ran out of gas. It was like a blizzard conditions. It was freezing. And, yeah, I had that happen. Fortunately, they came very quickly, but still, you don't know.
Right.
And so that's a really good point. That's
yeah,
a very
I don't
good
know
point.
if Uber comes right out.
No, I
during
don't
those
think
days.
not in that kind of weather.
Hey,
yeah.
Uber, no, sorry about your luck. Well, I had also heard, what about additives? People say you could pour those little extra things in to help eliminate condensation. Is that a good thing, or are we wasting our money?
I'm not a big fan of it. In the gas tank, there's a small electric fuel pump, and it needs gas to help keep it cool.
Mm-hmm.
So the lower you let your gas level drop down, the harder that pump is going to work, the hotter the pump is going to work also, and they can cause premature failure of it. Sometimes the chemicals that you put in to help clean the fuel system, sometimes they are harmful to the fuel pumps. So, not a big fan.
Oh, all right.
Good to know.
All right. Now, I heard recently that there are different grades of regular gas. Not the different grades, but the BPs and some of the bigger companies are adding these extra ingredients, cleaning ingredients, that help in the winter as well. Is that true?
Yes. And
No fuel line freeze up, or we pay your tow.
Well,
That's an old one.
I know.
That is a very, very old
boy,
one.
that is, Pam. And I thought my 65 Ford Fairlane was old, but that goes way back. But the question then is so there's different, depending on where you go to get your gas then, right?
There's different additives for the winter to help with dissipate moisture and keep the fuel line freeze up. But with the fuel injection and the high pressure systems on the car, fuel line freeze up is pretty much a thing of the past.
Okay, well, that's good to know, too.
No wonder they could offer that. They won't have to pay anybody's tow.
All right, well, when I was in high school, I was like 17. I would drive to basketball games no matter what the weather, because you know me. My dad would put chains on our tires.
Oh, my gosh. That's right.
Because that's the only way he would let me out is if I had chains on my tires. So, but then came snow tires. Do people still get snow tires?
We still do some snow tires.
No kidding.
Probably a month ago, we have one customer that has studded snow tires. We put those on his car.
Wow.
And that's really the only time we see studded snow tires anymore, is just for that one single person.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of snow tires on the all-wheel drive cars and that. So it's a good thing. And, even the technology in the tires now with the all-season tires, they're a lot better than what they were years and years ago.
Right.
So you don't have to do that if you don't
But the
want
old
to.
chains, I understand they still do that up in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Is that right? I mean, if they're always living in snow, I suppose.
That I don't know. I know the semis use the chains
Really?
out there. Yeah, there's actually designated pull-off places that you can put your chains on.
Well, I bet their chains didn't break and tear up the quarter panel.
Yeah, probably.
Mine did.
Probably not. You got to stop going to Big Lots to buy your chains. Just saying. All right. Well, moving along from there. All right. So studded tires, maybe, but in reality, the all-season tires most people get, right?
Correct.
All right. All right. And we had already talked. Well, we started talking about gas. But let's talk about the difference between regular and premium.
Okay.
Do most cars really need to switch over to a premium?
Some of your high-end cars, they're designed to run on premium because it burns a lot cleaner and the performance of the car is better with it. And the additives that they put in is better. If you use it, you're probably, if you standard car, if you use it, you're probably not going to notice any difference.
Okay.
So you might be paying a lot more. I mean, that premium gas is a lot more than regular. Right.
All right. So what's the difference now when we talk about oil change? I mean, 3,000 miles, is that the standard? That's what you should follow?
We still go 3,000 miles on our old school cars that still use conventional oil. A lot of the manufacturers are switching to semi-synthetic or full synthetic just because the full synthetic, it's a better quality of oil, it lasts longer, there's more additives in it to help keep the engine clean. The old school conventional oil, as it breaks down and gets older, it has a tendency to turn into sludge, which creates all kinds of.
All right, so those oils that you go and you see them on the shelves, and it says for over 70,000 miles, or in my case for over 130,000 miles. Is that correct to switch over to that?
It does not hurt. It's the additives are different in it for the older, higher mileage engine, so it is a good thing.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of the synthetic oils. I like the synthetic. I like the longer service interval on the synthetic versus.
Yeah, they're like 6,000 miles, right?
5, 6, 7,500.
All right, but the big question is, all right, now I have regular oil in, and I'm down a quart. Can I put full synthetic on top of that?
If you have regular oil, I would just top it off with regular oil. I wouldn't spend the money for synthetic because you're not really going to get the benefit out of it at that point, mixing the two together.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is really good. I got my shopping done for the week. This is how I answer my questions.
Again, I'll repeat. Hills and Dale's Auto Care, Hillsdale Shopping Center. You guys have been there for 18 years. My goodness,
Time flies.
It does fly. And Marty Long, his daughter Ava here as well. And we're so glad to have you guys. Let's talk a little bit about the check engine light.
Okay.
Because when that comes on, I'm like, panicked, and I feel like I need to just stop the car and call a tow truck.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel that way, because you just don't ever know what it means.
Correct. It's when the check engine light comes on, it monitors a bunch of different systems. So that light can mean anything from major issues to very minor issues. at Hills and Dales, what we generally do when we get a car in with a check engine light, we will scan the code with our computer to find out what code it is, and then find out the best course of action. Or, if it's something where, if it needs immediate attention, we'll deal with it right now. If it's something that, we can wait on or reschedule for another day to get the customer back on the road, we will do that. But it's, it could be, something very minor, or we could have a major issue.
I don't know how they do those cars with there's sensors all over the place, right?
There's a lot of sensors.
And do sensors go bad, and so then you get this light and there's nothing wrong?
They do. Sensors go bad. Sensors get a little weak or lazy. Sometimes, they don't read. Every once in a while, you'll get a bogus code also.
Wow, see? So it's just better to be safe than sorry.
Better to be safe than sorry.
All right, so you get those codes read, find out what it is, and then you know kind of what you're facing.
Correct.
I mean, you probably see a lot of the same things, so you know by certain cars, maybe, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. Is that true?
There's a lot of common failure parts on different cars that we see.
He's the guy you go to when you want to get another car. And I'm thinking of getting a 2012 this. How you seeing these in the shop?
And what I would say, if you're going to get another car, please give us a call at the shop. Let's get it in. Let's do a used car inspection on it first to make sure it is a good quality car.
It's a great idea.
Used car inspection.
Yeah, we've had a couple people that have bought cars, and first time in, we look at them, and it's like, you shouldn't have bought this.
Oops. Yeah, that was a blown head gasket. I bet they didn't tell you that, did they?
Correct.
I mean, I guess here's my secret technique. You call Ava. Because whenever she's driving, it's a good car.
It's a good car. That's right.
I mean, it was just a theory.
It's a safe car. It's a good car. That's exactly right.
Is that a good theory, Dad?
That's a good theory.
Yeah.
It won't be long and she will be on the roads.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, then that'll be the safe check. Awesome. Well, there's a lot of questions I think we're going to continue to have here. We're talking with Marty Long and his daughter Ava from Hills and Dales Auto. Let's before we take a break, where are you located again in your hours and where people can find you?
We're at 4500 Hills and Dales Shopping Center. We're in the Hillsdale Shopping Plaza. We're right beside the Acme building. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 6, and Saturday, 8 until 4.
8 until 4.
Yes.
That's nice. On Saturdays
On
to be
Saturday.
open till 4 o'clock.
Yes.
How many times are like, oh, sorry, we closed at noon, right?
No, we're there to serve our customer.
All right, well, we appreciate that. It's 28 minutes after 9 o'clock on News Talk 1480 WHBC. We're on Spotlight on Stark. We'll be back in just a few moments.
It's been very challenging on our team, but we have to figure it out.
You still feel like you're the best team in the East?
Yeah, because we got the best player in the world.
Isaiah gets a LeBron screen, goes to the paint, puts it up for LeBron, who hammers home the dunk. Oh, that's a pretty connection.
We need to get that confidence back and get our mojo back.
Hi, this is John Michael with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you are listening to your Cleveland Cavs Connection, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
For Hills and Dales Auto Care, here's Ava Long.
Oh, it's coming. The snow, the ice, the frigid cold. When it's coming. So many folks carry a grudge about when. I can't even mention when the season without getting bleeped. Lucky for you, there's Hills and Dales Auto Care. Hills and Dales Auto Care has top-notch ASE certified technicians who pore over your vehicle's vital systems, ensuring you safe and dependable driving throughout the cold weather. All work is backed by an unprecedented 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty, and you get same-day service. Plus, a free shuttle takes you on to work or back home again. A visit now to Hills and Dales Auto Care takes the worry out of driving this winter. Oh, see now? That wasn't so bad.
On the corner of Whipple and Hills and Dales Road in the Hillsdale Shopping Center. And now, even faster service at Hills and Dales Auto Care Express just across the street.
Hills and Dales Auto Care. When care to your car is important.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with an 11% rebate on everything. Get an 11% rebate on all Delta faucets. The liquid bath faucet is only $88.11 after rebate. The overland kitchen faucet turns on and off by touching the spout or handle. It's $283.02 after rebate. Stop waiting and start saving with an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Good through January 27th. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards. At your local CVS pharmacy, we want to make your life easier so you can focus on feeling good and saving time and money. This week only, save big on all the essentials. Buy one, get one free on Nature's Bounty, Sundown Naturals, and CVS Health Brand vitamins. And select General Mills cereals are just $1.99. Restrictions apply. See circular or cvs.com/weekly ad for details. Feel good, save money at your neighborhood CVS pharmacy.
Hey, Canton, get ready to run, cheer, and volunteer at the 5th Annual Pro Football Hall of Fame Marathon on Sunday, April 29th. Over 10,000 runners from 47 states and 12 countries will be in town on Marathon Weekend. Join us by visiting HOFmarathon.com. That's HOFmarathon.com.
Verndale's Water Center is offering 0% financing on water treatment systems. Call or stop in today.
Tap into Verndale's Water Center. Tap into.
This is WHBC AM Canton. News Talk 1480 WHBC.
I'm Jim Michaels with 1480 WHBC News. Now 29 degrees. Could President Trump be next? This after Attorney General Jeff Sessions was questioned by the special counsel in the Russia probe.
President Trump kept cool as reporters asked him about Attorney General Jeff Sessions' big interview with special counsel Robert Mueller last week.
No, I'm not at all concerned. Not at all.
The president saying he has not spoken to Sessions about the hours he spent behind closed doors answering questions in the Russia probe. Sessions, who recused himself from the investigation, is believed to be the first member of the president's cabinet to be interviewed. The special counsel's office has reportedly told the president's lawyers that Mueller wants to interview the president.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. The president's called the investigation a witch hunt.
Anybody, child or adult, could have been killed by the falling brick.
The Louisville Fire Department and other city agencies, including city manager Tom Alt, there keeping an eye on a downtown building after a wall collapsed yesterday morning. Collapse at the vacant building in the 100 block of East Main Street sent hundreds of bricks into an alley near St. Louis Elementary School. Fortunately, no one injured. The building housed a general store in Louisville years ago. The city telling Channel 5 plans had just been approved hours earlier for a developer to rehabilitate the structure. That 146,000 gallons of drilling fluid lost underneath the Tuscarawas River in Bethlehem Township, not currently an environmental problem, but it could be. That as the Ohio EPA asking the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission asking Rover Pipeline to stop drilling underneath the river until corrective measures can be taken. As concerned the fluid could contaminate the nearby wetlands or the river. It also
poses a threat of contamination to local groundwater resources, including private wells.
State EPA's James Lee says they have had over 20 environmental issues with Rover along their pipeline routes. And a former Medina City Schools superintendent cashing in after the school board there approved a settlement with Randy Stepp in his lawsuit against the district. He's getting $750,000. It's being paid by the district's insurance carrier. Stepp fired in 2013 when a state audit indicated he improperly spent thousands of dollars on non-board approved expenses. He sued, claiming defamation and breach of contract. More 1480 WHBC News at 10.
Here's your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of clouds and even a couple of flurries. Today it is going to be noticeably colder with a high of 30. Clouds through the night, a low of 19, but tomorrow looks much nicer. Sunny to partly cloudy with a high of 36. Mix of sun and clouds heading into Friday with a high nearing 50. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
All right, the second half of our Wednesday morning Spotlight on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
And we've been having such a fun conversation off the air. Now we'll have another one on the air. How's that sound? Our Spotlight on Stark County today, Hills and Dale's Auto Care, Hillsdale Shopping Center. And in studio with us, Marty Long and his daughter, Ava. And we've been talking about a lot of different things with cars. Don't forget, you can see us on Facebook right now if you want to as well. Just go to our Facebook page at 1480 WHBC. And you can also listen on air and online, as always. But we've been talking about a lot of different things. And the one thing I forgot to ask in the last half hour was about batteries, because I've heard that, you should just automatically replace your battery after a certain number of years, because that would help prevent you being stuck when you're sitting at 12 below zero.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so what's the guidelines there?
My guideline is 3, 4, 5 years old on a battery. You know, at our shop or at the shop that you're comfortable with, we can do a couple different tests on the batteries to give you a expectation of life on the battery, whether it's good, marginal, or it's time to replace it.
Okay.
But, you know, even if you're not having a problem, you know, when you get to that 4 and 5 year mark, you know, when you have time, do it on your time rather than when you go out to start it to go to work. And
it's not going to.
And what do you do with those batteries now? I don't know. Are they recyclable? Do we just hand them to you and you do whatever it is they do now?
Correct. Our battery supplier, they recycle the batteries.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So then you just take them and take the
Correct.
old ones.
Or,
Okay.
Yeah, or even if you have an old battery at home and don't know
Right.
what to do with it, just drop it off and we can dispose of it for
Like,
you.
do you
great
can folks trickle charge at night? Does that help, or is that just kind of looks good but doesn't do
You
anything?
just said something I have no idea what you're talking about.
Trickle charge?
Yeah, what's that mean?
All right, so trickle charge is a smaller battery charger that you would put on that would keep a small charge going into the battery.
Okay.
Because as your car is sitting with the different onboard computers, it is constantly pulling current out of your battery. You know, if you drive your car every day, it's not a problem. The newer cars, if you're going to let it sit for, you know, 4 or 5 days, a couple weeks, then I would invest in a trickle charger or a battery tent.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
They're not.
But I often wondered, you know, why do I own this thing? Should I put it on? Should I, you know?
Yeah, daily driving is not a problem.
Okay.
You know, 3, 4, 5 days, then yes, I would invest and I would put
Got
one
it.
on it.
So if you're a guy like, you see, I always loved to have the pickup truck as my second vehicle, but I never drove it all the time. So that would be the
There
good
you go.
opportunity for that. But I wondered with this cold weather if maybe that's also something else you would do.
If you drive it every day, no, I wouldn't take the time to do it.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about some tips. Even, you know, not necessarily in below zero weather, but just winter weather in general. What kinds of things can you do to you know, keep your car running smoothly and protect yourself?
Biggest thing, you know, hopefully you have a garage to keep your car in at night. You know, if not, you know, go out, allow extra time in the morning to get the windows scraped off, let the car run, get it warm, and, you know, make sure you got good vision and that you're good and safe to drive. You know, the other things, you know, routinely, definitely check your lights when you get gas. You know, if the weather's good out, clean your windows and please clean your headlights off because they are susceptible to all the road dirt and grime.
Yeah.
It just gets crazy out there.
Okay, now I saw there was, I think Rain-X has a product. I don't giving a commercial for Rain-X, but they have one that's all weather. Then I saw one that was for winter weather for the windshields. Should you switch, or could you get one that just takes care of it all?
Should you use Rain-X at all?
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I have no opinion one way or the other on using it. You know, as far as washer fluid goes, use something good quality. Make sure it's rated for the weather that we're having, so it doesn't freeze.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Didn't think about that.
Well, because again, earlier 2 weeks ago, I'm going, why is my windshield wipers not spraying? And there was ice built up right at the opening there.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that at that time. So, you know, just good quality washer fluid.
Is there a timeline on replacing your wiper blades?
It's something, when we have a car in, when we're doing a service, we'll look at the wiper blades and see if they're good, bad, or questionable. But, you know, even if you're a do-it-yourself or doing it, I would change them once a year.
Anyways,
Okay.
all right. But then again, you go to the store, and there's the replacement. There's the super duper unbelievable god awful price.
Yeah, $400 a pair wipers. Yeah.
Pretty much so. All the manufacturers, even in the aftermarket replacement ones, are going to the one-piece, the beam style blade. So, you know, if you're buying blades, you know, once again, buy a good brand name, good quality blade.
Okay.
And, you know, they are, you know, to get something good that's going to last, they are starting to get a little bit pricey right now.
Yeah. But it is what it is. So, all right. So, the term we used to use going into fall and winter was we're winterizing our car, right? And then in the spring you do something else. Do you still do that? And do you recommend folks come to you and say, I need my car winterized? And then what does that mean?
Okay. In the fall, we still recommend checking it for winter, you know, doing your lube oil filter service, you know, definitely checking the condition of the antifreeze to see if its protection is good and also to see if the quality of it is still good. You know, and once again, all the fluids, the lights, the wipers, filters, tires, tire inflation, check tire wear.
And then you're set to go for the winter.
Set to go.
Yeah, how do you, maybe a good, when you look at tires, how do you know, what do you look for in your tires to say, oh, I need new tires? I mean, sometimes it's real obvious.
Yeah.
Sure.
But other times maybe not.
When you're looking at the tires, there's what they call a tread wear indicator in the tire tread. It's a little raised portion in the center groove of the tire, and that's at 230 seconds. When the tire is getting close to that, then it's time to think about replacement. When the tire tread is like 3 or 430 seconds, it's time to think about replacement. When the tires are new, they're, depending on what kind of tire it is, they're like 1430 seconds, 1230 seconds, or 1030 seconds.
Yeah, there's a test afterwards, folks, so remember those
I hope
numbers.
you're writing this all down, yes.
1430 seconds, really?
You get the big truck tires, yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's yeah. And again, we'll reintroduce you to our listeners right now. Marty Long from Hills and Dales Auto Care in studio with us, along with his daughter Ava. When you hear their commercials, you will hear Ava. Ava, I just have to, how was it doing those commercials? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
See, maybe she is wants to be in radio. I asked her earlier too what school she went to. She goes, "You go to Jackson, right?"
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know what you want to do in life by chance?
No.
Not yet. She's
Not
too
at
young
all.
for that, right? Yeah,
Right.
she's got a lot of exploring to do. So, but I did tell her too. There's a big basketball game tonight, girls basketball. Biggest game in the county tonight, McKinley at Jackson.
Ooh, that is a big game.
So we'll have that on the air for you. So, well, I guess maybe tell everybody again where you're located, what your hours are. So if they're listening, and you do have a website, which has a gorgeous car in the front of it. We're not going to lie.
All right. We're located at 4500 Hills and Dales Road. We're in the Hillsdale Shopping Center. We're right next to the Acme grocery store. Monday through Friday, we are 7 a.m. until 6. And Saturday we're 8 to 4, and our website is hdAutoCare.com.
Is that Ava's new car? Is that what you're working on?
Red one.
No, sir.
No.
He's like, heck no.
Most popular girl in Jackson.
That's a great car. It's definitely a great car.
Oh my! Hey, by the way, should folks? I would assume probably should make appointments to come in for any kind of service.
Correct. It is best for an appointment. It's as the cars get more complex, we like to try to schedule time that we can have to spend on the car when they come in.
I see you have a little button, schedule my appointment. Can you actually do that online?
Absolutely.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, that's great.
So that's a good service to have.
Yeah.
So if you check it out and you go to HD Auto Care right now while we're talking, you can schedule your appointment.
Yes, you can.
Let me take care of that. All right. Hey, we're going to take a break. Why don't we do that right now? We'll come back and we're going to wrap up. We'll have a lot more questions. And maybe you do something that hasn't gone wrong in my car that I haven't covered already.
Right.
We'll be back in just a moment.
So while you're on Facebook stalking your boyfriend from senior year, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/1480WHBC. Facebook, Twitter, and WHBC.com. Perfect together. If you're thinking it, you can share it here.
We all have our own opinions and our own rights.
It's that simple.
Outrageous, disgraceful comments.
Exactly what I was screaming in my head.
For everything WHBC, log on to WHBC.com.
I guess I'm what you call a stalker in a good way.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. After I left baseball, I just couldn't stay in shape like I used to. Turns out, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to get into shape. So I got back into the game with Nugenics. I'm feeling stronger with a lot more energy and drive. You want to get back into shape? Get Nugenics. All you have to do is send one simple text.
Frank's right. Just text LIKE to 42424 to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
And guys, she'll like the difference too.
Nugenic samples are not available in stores. To get your complimentary bottle, text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424.
7 decades and 3 generations later, the Andrews family is turning the page on another milestone, their 70th anniversary. While home furnishing styles change, some things remain the same, like Andrews' low everyday prices and personalized service. This month, save an additional 10% on Hooker Furniture's handcrafted wood collections and decorative accents, as well as Sam Moore upholstered furniture. Vibrant elements of style come together in collections that blend classic American influence with clean contemporary designs for your living room, dining room, master bedroom, or home office. And during Andrews winter sale, select heirloom quality Stickley furniture is 40% off its suggested retail price. Make your selection from Andrews stock for immediate delivery or special order. As 2018 unfolds, you'll find inspiration and savings that will help you create the home of your dreams. And remember, delivery is always free. That's been an Andrews tradition for 70 years. Andrews Furniture, your home furnishings destination in Sugar Creek. Preserving the past, inspiring the future.
You gotta go to Bob and Pete's. They'll help you with your flooring needs.
There is strength in numbers. Hi, this is Bob from Bob and Pete's Floors, and our store is one of 400 stores across the country that is part of the Carpets Plus Color Tile Flooring Group. With all of our stores partnering to buy flooring, we're able to offer our customers the lowest prices on your favorite flooring. And right now, only at Bob and Pete's, get 12 months financing. If you've been waiting for the perfect time, it's now. Only at Bob and Pete's Floors on West Tuscan Perry.
You gotta go to Bob and Pete's for happy feet.
We all know there's lots of choices for senior living in Stark County. Most offer similar amenities like game night and bus trips. Canton Christian Home has all that and so much more. But the one thing that really sets them apart is their food. Canton Christian Home offers delicious homemade food served when you want it. Have breakfast when you first wake up or later if you're a sleepyhead. Omelets or pancakes at noon? No problem. Eat in the cafe, dining room, or cook your own. Canton Christian Home is apartment living that's active and engaging. Call or go online to reserve your apartment today.
For Hillsdale's Auto Care, here's Ava Long.
Of all the things you prepare for this time of year, winter driving stands above the rest. Conditions can change in an instant, so your vehicle better be up for the challenge. Hillsdale's Auto Care gives you that edge. Winter's no problem with help from Hillsdale's Auto Care.
On the corner of Whipple and Hillsdale's Road in the Hillsdale Shopping Center.
And now for in-and-out, faster service, visit Hillsdale's Auto Care Express just across the street.
Hillsdale's Auto Care. When care to your car is important.
Studies show that people with good oral health are more likely to have good overall health. That's why it's so important to maintain a healthy diet, to brush your teeth at least twice a day for 2 minutes, to floss once a day, and remember to see your dentist regularly. Ohio Dental Association dentists are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association, so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist near you, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
This is Glenn Dumoulin with the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home, and we invite you to tour our beautiful facility in person and now online. Take a virtual tour of the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home from the comfort of your own home. The virtual tour brings 3D panoramic experience of street view inside the funeral home where visitors can see the entire facility inside and out. View the decor and building as if you were there to see our private and public viewing rooms, cremation observation deck, and much more. The virtual tour is part of the online services which are available at arnoldlynch.com. Our interactive, consumer-friendly options at arnoldlynch.com make it simple to purchase flowers, find information dealing with grief and aftercare, locate obituaries, prearranged funerals or cremation with price details, learn about veterans benefits and Social Security benefits, and now take a virtual tour of the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home. As always, you're invited to visit us at 1100 Wales Road Northeast in Massillon or tour online at arnoldlynch.com.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
All right, final segment on this morning's Spotlight.
And don't forget, go to WHBC.com. You'll be able to listen back to the entire hour. You can also go to our Facebook page at 1480 WHBC. Like the page, and you can watch the video or watch us live right now if you'd like to. Our Spotlight on Stark County today has been a great one. Hillsdale's Auto Care, Hillsdale Shopping Center. Marty Long, his daughter Ava, in studio with us, and we've been talking about so many different problems. And, the other, what would you say is the most common problem people come into your place with their cars?
We see a lot of cars every week, and it's just we see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Currently it's not starting, it's turning over slowly, tires leaking air, or no heat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No heat's got to be a top complaint right now.
Now, how much do you do with the vehicle? Do you do like whole transmission changes as well?
We do.
No kidding.
Yeah, full mechanical. We don't do any body work, but engines, transmissions, brakes, steering, suspension, alignments, tires.
Oh my gosh! I mean, the training your staff has to go through to get certified to do all of that. It's got to be time.
It is crazy. I have certain guys that are very proficient at certain things, and we have our staff. We have a wide variety of very talented people.
It used to be Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler. Now, how many?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Back in the day. So, any kind of vehicle for the most part?
Anything.
How about that? Well, I think that's important to know because people are always looking for where can I go that I know I'm going to get treated fairly. And I'm going to go back to something you said at the very beginning. You started this business because you didn't like the business model of a place that you had started from. Why don't you expound on that a little bit? Because I think that's the key to your company.
It's, the biggest thing is, we have a lot of long-term customers. Honesty, ethical, integrity are all near and dear to my heart. I live and breathe Hills and Dales Auto Care. It's my baby that I've watched grow up over the years.
Yeah.
And it's very, it's very near and dear to me. And, we do everything we can to take care of our customers, take care of them, in a timely fashion and, the most economical way.
And I think that says it all right there.
Boy, that sure does say it all right there.
Right.
I mean, it's very important to you. That should be enough for anybody.
Well, it is because we always worry about, oh my gosh, is that really my, we have this written down, is that really my air filter? Or did the guy come out here with an air filter that's sitting in a barrel somewhere and says, look what happened, you need changed?
A new air filter.
Honesty and integrity, with our oil changes, we do a digital inspection. So, for the most part, if there's something bad, we will take pictures of the bad part, normally on the car or next to the car. And, it's something we can share with our customers, whether if there's waiting on the car or we can email it or text it to the customer.
Right.
But, it's honesty and integrity is everything to me.
Yeah, that's another part of it too. Is the when you go to these other places to get your oil changed, you just it's kind of scary. You don't know what they're doing or what they're not doing.
Right.
So
Correct.
I mean,
there's some good places out there.
Mm-hmm. There's some bad places out there.
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't that probably like one of the biggest jokes? People say, you can't trust your auto mechanic. Unfortunately, lawyers and auto mechanics.
There's a lot of people that have given our industry a bad name.
Yeah. And when you find a good one like you, that's important.
We are the good guys out there. We want to be the good guys, and there's a handful of good guys out there still.
That's good to know.
And I think that's important. So all of these hints that we've been listening to, by the way, you can watch it again on our Facebook page because it'll be up there. We've been, videoing this the whole time. But, boy, there's just so many questions we have on our vehicles. And it's nice to know we can come to somebody and get those questions answered without having to spend a lot of money initially, right?
Correct. And it's, any questions, feel free, just give me a call at the office. I can answer the questions or my guys can answer the questions. It's not a problem.
I don't know if you can answer this. You probably can. But so why can't I change my own headlight bulb anymore?
Oh, my gosh.
And what do you think about that, Ava? It's even the little things like a headlight. I mean, sometimes they are very, very complicated to do.
Yeah.
And, some of the cars, we've actually had to pull the front bumper cover off to get the headlight assemblies out to change the headlight bulb.
I mean, put my car up on a rack and take the wheel off.
Right.
You have to do that. It's just crazy.
Right. Well, and batteries are hidden now, right? In some cars.
They are hidden, either trunk or under a panel or through the wheel well on some
Through the
cars.
wheel well, I heard on a car.
That's mine. Yeah, that's my car. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. But it's like I said to you off the air when we first started, you just don't see the guy next door tinkering in his garage so much on a newer car anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing to do either.
No, it's just the technology and the computer software you need on the cars nowadays. It's just crazy.
It is. All right. So your recommendation is if you feel you've got an issue, go down there. You guys will do an inspection on your car?
Correct.
and kind of, I love that one thing, but I often wondered, my gosh, did they just design these cars for that, where you hook the computer up and it does all of the tests to make sure your car is set, right?
Not necessarily. It's like when we scan a computer, you tap into the computer, it will go through, it'll, depending on which scanner we use, it will look at the different systems, it'll give you a list of fault codes or trouble codes. And the common misconception is once you have that, you know what's wrong with it. That's false. It's once you have that code, that leads you to your next step, what testing or what inspection you need to do for each individual code to find a failure.
Oh my gosh.
That makes sense.
So it just may take some time.
Yeah, sometimes it takes some time.
Okay.
I have to ask you another question about batteries, because I know people, that's like, right now everybody's wondering about their battery. What's the difference in the different, price range batteries? You have this low end to a high end. I mean, what's the difference and what do you recommend?
It's the difference is the quality of the battery and the warranty of the battery. It's, when you're dealing with a battery, I certainly wouldn't buy a low-end battery. I would use, the upper end because of the warranty and the longevity of it. Absolutely.
That's, my son he's like, well, Mom, I'm probably going to get a new car in a year, so why would I get one that's warranted for 5?
Right. It's also the physical strength or the cold cranking amps of the battery that, the higher-end batteries have the longer or the more cold cranking amps.
Right.
With the modern technology in the car, you need a strong battery with a lot of cold cranking amps. So, even if your son's only going to keep it a year, you want to make sure it is the right cold cranking amps or right size battery for the car.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like, well, why can't I just get one battery that fits all? And that's not the case.
No, there's so many different part numbers for batteries because of the physical size of where they're going and what the cranking amps of the battery.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's crazy, but the nice thing is we've got a place that we can take our vehicles to.
That's right. And Marty, you would be more than happy to answer folks' questions if they didn't hear us ask it today, correct?
Absolutely.
How do they contact you?
Telephone number 330-477-9923, or shoot me an email at marty@hdAutoCare.com.
Oh boy, you're opening yourself up to emails on this thing, huh?
All right.
Nice.
Fine.
Like that. But again, go to the website, hdAutoCare.com, and you can schedule your appointment there. Does it matter either way to do that, phone call, or do you prefer the web?
Either way is fine.
Okay. Well, we've got just about 30 or 40 seconds or so. Ava, it's all you now. We've been waiting for you to...
She's laughing. 4500 Hills and Dales Road, Northwest Canton, next to the Acme Fresh Market, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes.
And Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Correct.
All right, ready to go.
Thank you so much for all the information this morning. We appreciate
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Take us with you wherever you go. On your radio, on your phone, on your computer. You'll be excited to hear it all. Get all the details at WHBC.